So, Chucky Schumer did an interview in New York. Chuck Schumer. Anyway, so Chuck Schumer does an interview about if he's pretty much going to avoid making the same mistakes that Obama did. And so the guy asks him, Ronald or whatever his name is, or Anand, hey, what's the difference between the first 100 days of Obama and the first 100 days of Biden? So first 100 days of Biden, first 100 days of Obama. What's the difference that you see and between the COVID package and the healthcare relief, or the American relief package, and the American Rescue Plan of 2010, of 2009-2010. And basically Chuck Schumer's like, well, we did a couple mistakes in my Chuck Schumer New York accent, and I could blame the Democrats. Really, I could blame all of us, including Obama, but I'm not going to say that right now. And the first thing we did was we let the Republicans, we diluted the bills so that the Republicans could negotiate. And then that put us back 4 or 5 years in a recession. And then it was actually a little bit less, but hey, okay, whatever. And what he says is, we let the Republicans negotiate on the Affordable Care Act. We gave them 1.5 years. And then they pulled out of the negotiations. Yeah, okay. So, and we're just not going to do it again. Like the mistakes we made in 2009, 2010. By the way, I got a message. Okay, I would buy that if that was the case. If that was the case. Let me mute this. I would buy that if it was the case. But, I mean, look, they're making mistakes here and there all the time. What are they doing now? They had their $1.9 trillion package. $1.9 trillion package. And yeah, they did do it, right? They did. But guess what? They pretty much did it without any Republican votes. And then they diluted that. They diluted the bill. They let Joe Manchin cut the unemployment from 400 to 300. They allowed him to take out the minimum wage from the bill. And that whole bill is just a one shot of adrenaline type deal. The childhood tax credit, or the child tax credit of $3,000 or $3,600 if you're under 6. I mean, it's only once. It's only once. That $1,400 check, it was supposed to be a $2,000 check. Remember, that's what they were saying on the campaign trail. Joe Biden was like, they're struggling through no fault of their own. We need to get these people wanting to get $2,000 checks. Because he mumbles, because he can't speak, because he's a walking demented death rattle. He said that. And then they cut it down to $1,400. And it was only one time. A one-time check. One time. That was it. It was only a one-time check. And you're saying, oh, we did absolutely amazing. No, it wasn't amazing. You cut unemployment. You took out the $15 minimum wage. You cut the checks down. You did it late. And now you're saying, absolutely, we're not making the same mistakes. What's next after this? You get the infrastructure and taxes. Taxes and infrastructure. And once again, what are they doing? They're allowing Joe Manchin to negotiate with the Republicans and get the Republican point of view through the bills. That's what they're doing. Joe Biden wanted a 28% tax credit, or I wish. A 28% tax hike on the corporate wealth of America. And Joe Manchin said, no, only 25. And then Joe Manchin said, okay. Wow. And then, so you're also, so he's not doing anything, right? And they're making that mistake where they're still allowing the Republicans to obstruct, to negotiate, to hold up the bills. And this brings me to another point. So they're making that mistake again, and that is because they're not reforming or abolishing the filibuster. My opinion is just abolish the goddamn filibuster. That's all you need to do. Republicans wouldn't even think twice about it. They wouldn't even think twice about it. They would have abolished it day one. Gone. That's it. gone. That filibuster would have been gone. They would have put through a bunch of whack-ass, janky-ass bills already. And as Chris Cuomo says, and in a video we'll cover later, hopefully this week, they will literally, right? They will literally use the filibuster in ways these Democrats don't know. So anyway, they're saying they're not going to make the same mistakes as they're already making the same mistakes. And by the way, there was this thing Joe Biden posted on Twitter. And I'm going to go over the Twitter world, which is the virtual signaling world, and then the real world, okay? Biden posts on Twitter, or tweets out. Someone's doing it because he's too demented. Oh, healthcare is a human right. It's not a privilege, it's a right. It's a right. This is the guy who does this stuff for Medicare for All. He said he would veto Medicare for All if it reached his desk. This is the same guy who said, how do we pay for it? And then this is the same guy who said, oh, we're going to go through with the public option. And now he gets into office, and instead of doing the public option, it's not even in his American Families Plan. It's not even in. All he does is he's expanding the Obamacare subsidies and the premiums, and then he's doing COBRA, which is a giant giveaway to the healthcare industry. Oh, healthcare is a human right. You didn't even support Medicare for All. I don't care, but or any kind of universal system, even if it's not Medicare for All, he still doesn't support it. But he's still saying, oh, I support healthcare should be a human right, not a privilege. Yet you won't support Medicare for All. And, this is the whole thing of the whole Twitter world versus reality. And if you don't, this is like the virtual world is, Biden's a firebrand progressive. He's there for every progressive. He's doing all he can. He's absolutely amazing. And then in the real world, you're doing these stupid ass policies that aren't helping anybody. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is quite stupid. And so you can't say, oh, healthcare is a human right, and then you don't support the system that would actually make it a human right. Oh man. And then you have so the last thing, if you don't change the filibuster, reform it or abolish it, if you don't reform it and make it into the talking filibuster, you might get something done, but you still won't get anything done because you need 60 votes for cloture. And if you don't add more reconciliations, because right now the rules say only like 2 or 3, they only have 3 more. Add 10, add 12, add 20. Otherwise, none of this is going to get passed. None of it. If you don't get rid of the filibuster and you don't do reconciliation, you're never going to get anything done. It's just never going to happen. Oh, guys, it's so stupid. We're not going to make the same mistakes we are already making that we made in 2010. We already are making them. But don't worry, we're not going to do it. This is what you do as a Democrat. You lie, just like the Republicans, but you lie, and then you say, oh, but we are doing the right thing. This is why you don't vote for the Democratic Party. They're just a bunch of corporatists. They're just a bunch of corporate hacks that stand for their donors, and they stand for the kleptocracy that we have in this country, for the gross, raging oligarchy that we have in this country. That's what they stand for. No democracy here. It's an oligarchy. So, Chucky Schumer lying about all the crap that they're doing and lying and saying, oh, we're not making the same mistakes. Whatever. Yeah, not making the same mistakes. Tell that to the millions of families still struggling under your administration.